Okay. Alright. Well, let's see how this works. Wow, that was fast. I definitely didn't expect to get any viewers that fast. What is going on, though? Your typical coaster enthusiast. That was extremely fast, man. Alright, so while you're looking at my games, I was actually going to play some Minute Coaster console. Imagine if that needed an update. Alright, so your typical coaster enthusiast, let me know how long the delay is. I'm actually not sure. Oh, wait, I can actually watch a little bit on my screen. Alright, so I just started this just to sort of test out streaming a little bit more. Also just to see a little bit how much bigger my channel has gotten, to see how many viewers I can get from streaming. Yeah, no, that's a delay. If you're typing that now, it's definitely not bad at all. No, definitely, I'm glad you definitely came here to say hi. Because I don't know, I was doing, I guess, like a Q&A stream or anything like that. I love just relaxing and playing Planet Coaster. I want to see how the frame rate is on it. I'm not getting even 30 just because of how full this park is. I'm just hoping it's not absolutely atrocious on your guys' end. And from watching the stream, it looks actually pretty smooth. So what I need to do is add a key. This right here. So yeah, it looks nice. Wait, when was this? When did you see me? Because that would, unless you were, yeah, you can't be the one that I actually hung out with. I thought I already, wow, that is so close. It's fun to watch. What's going on, Padex there? You're gonna have to tell me how to say that right, because I do not want to say it wrong. Something is wrong. Let's see, Pad. I don't know about, oh, a month ago. Oh, wait. Are you the one that I saw in the Diamondback station? Because if so, I definitely remember that. Alright. That's not what I said. I said it right, alright. You saw it. We had just gotten off of Mystic. We walked for the beast. And I had to go. I'm trying to... So you said something to me? Because I would definitely remember. Unless this was like a long time ago. Alright, so this is hydraulic launch. And if you know this, I'm predicting this will be a popular ride. Okay, gotcha. We're glad to hear from you again, of course. This will probably be long enough. Just because of alarm. Alright. I'll take here. Oh, okay, then I definitely. I don't think I took a picture with you though. A little close. Oh, I remember. You're friends with Noah. If I'm remembering correctly. I hope I am, because otherwise I sound absolutely terrible right now. Apologize. Okay, finally, I got it. Because I was actually starting to feel extremely bad, because I remember everybody I knew. Okay, gotcha. So, did you? Because I remember you weren't as much of an enthusiast as him. So have you gotten all of the credits at KI, especially some of the bigger ones? Please check the video resolution. Uh-oh. I'm not sure how to change that. But as long as it's clear enough, hopefully, no problem. That delay is actually not long at all. Higher than the recommended bitrate. Oh, sorry for using a high bitrate. That's why. Probably do some of the POVs of these rides, although if you've been following for a while, you've seen all of them on the channel. Going on up, okay. So, uplift. I hate to do this, but the way you commented is like I've met you and I definitely know who you are. But I cannot figure it out by your name. So please tell me how we know each other. How is Orion? Honestly, and I'm waiting to make this video for people to get mad at me, but I think it is the second best ride in Ohio. I would take it over Maverick. I would take it over Velocicoaster, which I did earlier this year. I don't know, maybe it's just because I've ridden it so much. Like, after I did Banshee, of course, all those times, it became my favorite ride at the park. But maybe just because I've done Orion so many times now. Starting to like it. I don't know. I think it is just a gem of a ride. And it has everything I want in a Giga. Okay, this is just drawing kind of weird. But yeah, no. And I definitely is a Giga. Never okay, I got you. Just the way you say Will is so personable, so I feel like, is this one of my friends in real life who's on my channel or something like that? But gotcha. Look at how slow that is. I honestly want to speed it up. But 3 train operation. So let's go ahead and open this. See if anybody comes. First, edit the advertisement. Forget how to do that. It's been a while since I played this. Okay. That'll all be down there. Also, I can't, like, there's something at the bottom of the menu that I can't see either. So I guess the something about the pixel, or my save area, must be off. Not a single soul with a... I believe that. But once you... I also will say this, that I have done the ride out of probably my 45 closer to 50 times. Over 43 of them have been in the front. And just the amount of wind you get in the front, especially because it's a ride that I go to every morning, and every time I get off of it, I'm just like, wow, that is outstanding. So, I definitely... I don't know. There's nothing else like it at the park. And Diamondback does run extremely well on that first half. It gives you some great airtime, but just when you look at the entire ride experience as a whole, I have to go with Orion. And I don't know. I like speed a lot, and I guess wind to the face. Where's my phone at? Oh, it's going off. You probably know where that is. Mystic. You're one of the Mystic people. And I can't get mad at you because my best friend Tyler is too, but what I'd say to him is, how dare you put a 100-foot not kids coaster, but family coaster above a 300-foot B&M Giga? Like, I respect the opinion, of course, but that's just, I'm like, not in the same league for me. Plus, Mystic is my 5th overall at the park. It's definitely a fun ride. It's probably the best paced ride at the park as well. Sorry. Actually, I'm glad that I'm doing a lot of talking, but I'm forgetting what I was about to do. How do I do park? Oops. You guys can probably hear that I'm in my bed right now. Torn between Orion and Mystic. Okay, so here's something I want to throw at you. I'm not sure if you've you've definitely been to the park this year. Do you agree that Banshee runs the most intense out of those 4 rides you just listed? Because Banshee is my second favorite in the park, and my favorite invert. That is such a hard stop, honestly. Plus amazing restraints. I agree with you, and I've said that in my past few vlogs, is that Mystic feels as fast as the rides, as all the rides that I have above it. Just wanted to stop in. Hey, I'm glad that you stopped in and could chat, and I could catch up with you for a little bit. How do I? I'm about to get upset because I don't remember how to like advertise for rides like that. Also, I'm at the like cap for amount of guests that can come in. Fortunately, so it's not like more people walk in. Is that how I do it? Nope. Just complain. Can I do this? Oh, there's a button that says park management. Oh, there we go. All right. I can see that view, especially if you like old school B&M inverts more. I feel like Banshee's been running more intense. What's going on, Cool Beans? Is my audio broken? Okay, what do you mean by that? Like, please let me know so that I can fix it. Like, what specifically is wrong with it? I am using a different microphone than I use for my live comms. So I know the audio isn't as good, but the joy with that is that I have this same headset connected to my computer and to my Xbox, so I can hear both of them. There's a buzzing sound. Oh, okay. So I honestly, I'm gonna switch to my other microphone because that's the only way I can get rid of that buzzing. Leviathan better than Fury. So having done the other two, and especially liking Orion, I really think that I would like Leviathan, and I would love to see what I think of that ride. Alright, give me 1 second. Yeah, it's static because my Xbox isn't in a grounded outlet. So give me 1 second. What got way overhyped? Which ride specifically? Alright, I'll switch my microphone. Okay. Alright, now I should just have to... Fury was way overhyped, really. I mean, Fury's my number one B&M. Orion is right there at number 2. And Banshee is my third. I definitely, especially when looking at Fury's layout, I can see how it's that much better than Orion. And let me stop talking before let me change these settings actually. Because it's probably, yeah, it's not using the microphone I want it to. There we are. Okay. Alright, there we go. Now I'm using the same microphone that I use when I do my voiceover, so it should be clearer. And a lot better. Let me know. Okay, sounds much better. Good. That was a fast, way better. Okay, that was a fast update. All right. Well, I'm happy about that. All right. So marketing. There we go. So let's do. How do can I do a new one? Like I said, you guys can see like where it's cutting off for me. I can't really see. Okay, this is my history. How do I go? Oh, I have auto renew selected. I guess maybe that's why. Oh, okay, there we go. New campaign. You must not be able to do it for a specific ride, which is unfortunate because I don't remember if you can in the PC version or not. Maverick Beddens, Kenneth Hopkins, what is going on? Really glad to see you, man, because I see you in my comments all the time, and I'm serious when I say I read every single comment. See, this is going way better than I thought it would.
That's why I'm glad I tried it, because I was like, I feel like I've gotten so many more new subscribers. And actually, let me check what it said my live subscriber count is, because it was at 1,790, and I'm wondering if we've hit 1,800. I'm sorry. I'm surprised you think that, just because. See, and here's something that I'm gonna say as well. Maverick, especially because you said we are at 1,800, which is actually amazing, but Maverick is a lot better than Velocicoaster. So especially if you like Maverick that much, I wouldn't go into Velocicoaster with that many expectations. Because I said in my videos that Maverick is like I-305 and Velocicoaster is like Millennium, if you were to compare those two rides, if that makes any sense. Alright, well, I guess I can't do a specific coaster, which is unfortunate, because I wanted to do an advertisement for the Strata, to see if I could get some people over to this area of the park. See, like, it's completely dead, and never in a million years. Okay, we got one person. Oh wait, that's a mechanic. But never in a million years would people not flock to the Strata. Steve is getting so much hate for no reason, and I agree with you, Ken. I really agree. I don't know. I think it also has to deal with, after you don't do a coaster for a while, I feel like it automatically drops in your rankings. Don't stable yourself. What does that mean? Crushes my man bits. But especially for me, like El Toro, Six Flags Great Adventure, I went to all the way back in 2016. And I basically am just going off of the assumption that Nitro is still my favorite hyper because of that Helix. Like, I don't even remember how good the airtime moments were on it. Let me speed this up, actually. That's going to make it really, really lag. I'm going to showcase this park a little bit in a second, actually, for those of you who may not have seen the episodes of me building it. El Toro looks fantastic, and it definitely was when I wrote it, but it's just been so many years, and especially with doing Lightning Rod since then, which was my #1 Woody, and then doing Voyage this year. It's like El Toro's just, I don't even know what I think about it anymore, because I can't really compare it, because it's just been so long of a time. Trees. Cars. Wait. There we go. You guys can probably hear the controller clicking, because you have to use your D-pad. I'm really happy that it's reopening. Theme Park Predictions said that Dragster has a 40% chance of closing, and I really hope that that's an overestimation. Man, I could tell you about the amount of rides that I've had dreams about too. Like Fury before I ever went to Carowinds. Hold on, let me make sure that that's actually in the ground. I had dreams, and Intimidator was there too. Like, I went to Intimidator first. What's going on, Smith 5? What's going on there? Insider Thrills, man. I am so happy I decided to do this. I actually just recorded my top 4 coasters at Holiday World video, and I was like, let me test out live streaming, because we've gained so many new subs and I've met so many new people, and I wanted to just sort of do it, because I used to. Before I'm not big at all, or I'm not gonna say I'm not big, but before I had as many subs as I had on YouTube, I used to stream video games, more like Call of Duty and stuff like that, on Twitch, and I got to a consistent basis where I was getting probably about like 10 views each time. Okay, see now, here's this is gonna be hard, because I think I want to use a different tree on the inside. If I can get a big tree that I just have to do one line on, that would be cool. So how was the rest of your day? Because I know it was getting busy, and actually as I left the park, Jacob, I recognized that like the lot was as full as it was on a haunt night. My bucket list theme park is Canada's Wonderland. I agree with you there. And interesting story, if I had the choice, well actually I didn't have a passport, so we couldn't go to Canada's Wonderland, so that's why we decided to go to Six Flags Okay, this is not correct at all. But that's why we decided to go to Six Flags Great America. It was for my mother's birthday, and we just decided to go to Chicago. How do I go to delete? Oh, there it is. That's not working. I think if I just, yeah, I can just do that. We went to Chicago instead because I didn't have a passport, and I'm not going to complain about it, but I would have had the Giga completion if we did go there. Very busy. It was so. Were you able to get your friend on anything else? Actually, I saw that you said you only did Beast once for the day, so that's probably a no. But doing that with him was really fun as well, especially because that's not a ride that I do very often, and it is a great ride. I need to find a more comfortable sitting position. Wonderland is good. I've heard it's like, well, I got really lucky when I went to Great America, and I'm not gonna say it was dead, but for it being a Friday, there was some forecasted rain, and it ended up not being as bad as I thought it would be at all. In 2019, I went all gigas. That's amazing. And okay, so what do you think of I-305? Because for me, I went into it like, okay, this is everything that I would want from a Giga, because part of the reason I like Orion is just because of the speed sensation and the wind. And I was like, okay, I-305 stays low to the ground and does that basically the entire ride. But I just found myself not enjoying it as much as the other Gigas. Maverick better than I-305. I may or may not share that opinion. Let me think. And then let's do. Alright, there's some trees. It actually looks nice when you look at it from this angle. Is Maverick better than I-305? I'll just say that I could see that opinion. I'm not sure exactly. Oh yeah, okay, so this big tree I just gotta do one. Not everybody wants to see, and people definitely you could definitely tell when you're at King's Dominion that it's not as crowded. Well, I mean, it was absolutely dead the day I went. Twisted Timbers, like I had to. Part of the reason I did it 5 times in a row is because one, I went there first because I heard it got a big line, but I wanted to get a full train ride on it because there weren't that many people who were going over to it. Okay, well that's as fast as I could, or that's as far as I can push trees. That looks pretty. I like the way that looks. Okay, I'm gonna try to read some more comments because I'm actually like, I got more people than I thought I would. The airtime hill with the trim, it does kill the see, but I feel like the turn right before that airtime hill is actually my most intense moment, what I think is most intense moment on I-305. Okay, you did. Okay, you rerode bad. I did see that you did that twice. Adventure Express, what did you think about that one? For this, but you don't know me and you're gonna hate me for this. But Diamondback is my number 1. Okay. Okay, so it's funny that you say I'm gonna hate you for that. Also, welcome to Bar Critic. I've never been in a position to like miss comments, and you said yo as well. I'm sorry about that. I just don't get the second half of Diamondback. and when I say that to people, they're like, well, what about the first half of Orion? I'm like, it doesn't feel like it slows down to me, whereas the entire second half of Diamondback just feels, I don't want to say like a snooze fest, but like, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of that second half. I need a different tree. Okay, this one's taller. I'll try this. Okay. Alright, is that enough trees? I sort of want to see if I can fit like little ones between these, but that may be enough. Let's see what percentage I am at. 93%. Okay. So this is the percent like full that I am on the new Xbox Series X playing this, but you can still only go to like a certain percentage before it gets too laggy, I guess. So I'm at 93. The first turn and the drop isn't as intense. So was I stapled on Diamondback? So I'm a bigger guy, so I'm actually used to being stapled. Like Lightning Rod, I have to like squeeze my legs just to be able to fit on that ride, and I still was able to like realize that is the best airtime I've ever been on. So I'm used to being stapled. Do you know my good friend Thomas Coaster Media, who works on Diamondback, by the way? Just a question, just because he's always there. That'd probably make that look bad, but oh well. Oh no, please tell me these aren't floating trees. Okay, they're not. But the first half on Diamondback is great. I don't know, the second half, that mid-course really kills it for me. And then you have that little wimpy helix that just, you go around and you see the beast. Like, anytime I do that helix, I just look to see the line on beast. Just because it's not that exciting. And when I was with Zach, I actually closed my eyes just for the second half, just to prove how bored it was. What is going on, Will Jum? The mic is much better now. Thank you. A lot of people said that. This is the one that I use for my live comms. I was using like an Astro headset though, which I'm surprised. It was as bad as it was. Alright, so what kind of flat rides can we put over here? I'm just gonna build this section of the park up before I showcase some of the other rides. Why is the safe area is like horrendous? Like I can't even see like what's to the left of the menu. Excuse me. Thoughts on Valraven? Fantastic addition. It's not a must ride for me each time I go, but if the line is short enough, I'll definitely do it because I enjoyed it. And compared to Griffin and Sheikra, I definitely liked Valraven a lot more. He didn't like Adventure Express. Because after I did Adventure Express, I was like, okay, this is one of the better mine trains that I've ever been on. What kind of ride do I want to put here? I really can't play this game because my Xbox. Oh, wow. He thought it was... Okay, well, that's not a bad thing at all. It's definitely not a bad thing for somebody who's not an enthusiast to think a ride is boring. Okay, I could put something like this here. I like that, actually. Let's see. I better keep it facing this way. What's in the way? Alright. Why is this red? I'm confused. Obstructed how? Okay, that looks good. Alright. Oh, I guess I have to put the entrance on this side. Oh, I was gonna say, can I not put the exit over here? Alright. And this. Alright, I'm gonna sit up for a second, because I'm actually like, the way I'm laying down and have the microphone set up, let me see if I can move this somewhere else. But I'm like, on my forearm, leaning into the microphone, if that makes sense. Like laying down on my forearm, leaning into the microphone. Should be 1K foot drop. The last chain is a big mood killer. Definitely, for sure. But it's got theming in there. Valraven, the only one in the world that gives you a headache. Why do you feel like that? Is it because of... I'm assuming it's not roughness. I mean, it does... I did notice when I did it recently, I was like, how is this ride so new and already have a rattle? But then we looked at rides like... Velocicoaster wasn't 100% smooth. It was definitely smoother than Valraven. But then we look at rides like Orion, which its first year was... not brutal, but you could definitely feel that thing. This year, though, I feel like it's a lot better. Alright. I feel like I always make queue lines way too long. This stream, though, I'm really happy. This is going way better than I thought. And I just found out in this stream that we hit 1,800 subscribers, which is, like, amazing. See, like, I need a way to bring more people to this area. Because this B&M Hyper, well, not right now, but before I put a bunch of rides, this was the most... let me speed it back up. This was the most popular ride. First off, let's look at these operations. Because it normally rolls trains. And even like with not a full station, it still rolls trains. And there's 3 trains on this. Like, it's absolutely insane. So that one is there now. Oh, did it just... oh, it didn't break down, but there's just nobody in the queue. But normally it rolls trains, which is absolutely insane. This coaster is realistic. Let's go. Congrats. Thank you. I'll see if you meant to type time to leave. Cool beans. What's going on, Benjamin? If you put a bunch of golden cheats, you can have some more people. I felt like you could too, but as I'm running this on the new Xbox, which costed a lot of money, I'm not going, or I don't know how to do cheats on the console version, just in general. I'm gonna open this actually. See, like, I don't know how to get people over the park. This S&S Scream and Sling, which is my favorite flat ride of all time, never has a line. And neither does this wing coaster right here. Like, it's always stacked up, just waiting for people. This game is so pretty though, because they cost 110K. Golden cheat. What does that mean? Message retracted. What am I playing on? Sorry, Xbox Series X. I can't believe I'm sorry. I'm not used to having enough people chatting that I miss comments. Like, that's not something that I've ever had while streaming. See, like, come on. Nobody wants to ride this strata. Let me slow it down. I'll start showcasing the park a little bit. Especially because I want to ride the coasters, and I enjoy seeing how the park looks. Chest. How do I do that? Oh, the brake road is tall. See, the thing is, that ride's actually a hyper. That's not even a giga. But I did that just to include the extra block. That's a really short launch track. And it sucks because this is the only way that you can build this top hat. Like, you can't modify it at all. It's over like 460 feet tall. Let's pretend it's a giga. It's pretty close, actually. I think it's like 260. Alright, so there's that. Definitely looks better with the trees. The accelerator looks nice, thank you. Can you make a busted theme park that traps people and forces them to ride forever? I probably could. I don't know. I normally do play games like this for realism. I know my friend Zacto Central has done, like, if you've ever seen his videos, where he even had me like narrate one of them, where basically the people are the objective is to walk across, like, basically like the long ways path. The objective is to walk from the front to the back, but the entire path has coasters shooting like trains at them to see if they could, like, it's basically like a Wipeout. They have coasters shooting trains at them. What is the roller coaster made them die? That's more like what Zach has done. Alright, so I'm gonna do a quick little ride on this so you guys can get an overview of it before I start doing a lot of a better seat. Thank you. So there is, I added those two rides after doing videos, the giant inverted boomerang and the Wicked Twister model. Rest in peace. That could be pretty funny. Those videos were definitely really fun to narrate. Okay, let's speed this up. So the first coaster I made, of course, this Arrow simple corkscrew right here. And then, wow, look at that view. Look at that view. Yes, point at the strata coaster. Are there any coasters in real life that go off the track? No, I don't think so, at least. I hope not. So you can see the RMC, which is the shortest ride here, but it has the longest line. So I guess they knew to program the enthusiasts into this game. You see, we've got our Intamin Giga over there. Just, especially when you look at it, the fact that I built, oops, wrong angle. But if we go to the entrance, the fact that this was all built on an Xbox is so mesmerizing to me. You can see we got our wood coaster, our invert. You can see our Intamin Giga in the background, our giant inverted boomerang towers. And oh my goodness, look at how tall that observation tower is. By far the tallest ride in the park. Then we've got our Arrow, our wing coaster. Oh, forgot about the Strata. Got to include that. And then our B&M Hyper over there. You can't even see the RMC, or you can see it a little bit from the entrance. The last time I was at K, I waited an hour and 30 minutes for Orion. I feel for you, because I I've just been so, especially these past vlogs, where there's been nobody there, but there have been times where I want to say the max I waited for it was 30 minutes. Alright, comment which rides you guys want to do, and I'll ride whichever one you guys comment. So here's our B&M Hyper. That's honestly, I feel like one of the better ones. Got our RMC, got our dive, Intamin, Giga, Jeep, which for some reason when I placed trees, it took all of the supports out, so this entire element right here is free floating, which I think is hilarious. And then we got our invert and our wooden coaster, which would have been a perfect Ghost Rider recreation if I would have realized that you could edit friction in this game, but it's not, so I ended up having to end it there instead of going around and doing another lap. Longer so that more people can ride. What do you mean by longer? Like beast, like in terms of track length long, or trains? The cars? Just because that, like, you look at rides like Maverick and Fahrenheit, and the reason, and like the Gerstlauers, and the reason those trains are so small is to be able to maneuver like these. Like, the reason they're so small is to be able to make the maneuvers that they can. If they made it too large, then it just physically wouldn't be possible. Like, these Intamin Giga trains are already extremely long, and I'm surprised what they can do. Like, the type of maneuvers they can do. 100 row trains. Alright, I think I'm going to start off. What ride is about to dispatch? And our dive is stacking at the mid-course. Fantastic. Let's do the RMC first, because this is what I feel like is a realistic layout that could actually happen in real life. Like, you've got this could just be an overbank, but I made it a cutback into a sustained ejector hill. Got the wave turn here, some more airtime into the zero. I like to just send out a bunch of individual cars. Well, that would actually, I think that would take longer. Like, loud mouse lines take forever. Like when your Thomas the Tank Engine too short. And the magnets feel they may work, disregarding safety. Exactly. Alright. But anyways, this is just like a little mini RMC mine. You see, like, the amount of space it takes up is not that large. And it's not that long, so I feel like this has the closer. No, we're gonna drop. Alright, there we go. So this is a sustained hill right there. That would be incredible. And a nice little wave turn there. To another airtime. That crazy airtime right. This whole ride is just extremely fun. I could definitely see this. Well, if they did that, they would have to add a lot more block zones. I hate to talk about that but yeah, you have to wait for 2 people to get to the blocks. I do like rides like Dragster and Maverick that send out 2 trains at once. I think that's a really, really cool innovation. Alright, let's catch this one while it's on the lift too. No, that's not. Wait, okay, there. No! No. Okay, there we go. I screwed that up every way possible. Yeah, okay, that's about as smooth as a hybrid. Yeah, I'm really proud of this one. This is a pre-built element, and it looks fine until it gets to the bottom, and there's just not enough banking. Like, if I would have known the bottom was like here, that is just straight no banking. Dragster's launch is insane. My stomach hurts. That's amazing. Because Dragster was my #1 for so many years, and every time I came off it, I was like, am I the only one who like that launch feels like that. 'Cause that is an indescribable feeling. This I feel like could be one of the better heights, especially because it's got that speed hill right there. Near miss with the tree, and then you can see the next tree going on a lip hill already. Oh, and then you do actually hit a tree. That's that. Wow, watching the delay on the stream is like it just hit the brake run on the stream. That's not bad at all. Okay, this wing coaster, I have to wait for it to be able to send people. Is anybody making their way over here? Of course not. It is like, it really just feels like something is pulling you into oblivion on Dragster, and that's why I love it so much. I'm gonna have to reduce this thing to 2 trains if more people don't come over here, because those people would be waiting for a really long time. Oh, look at the detail on these trains. Of course, it does have the hard restraints, but I think for Planet Coaster that looks really good. They should add a power splash for sure. Honestly, no, there probably wouldn't be enough space. I don't think I have a water ride in this park actually. What percent are we at now? 95. Okay. Just like look at this park with the trees. I feel like it's so beautiful. All right, let's catch this wing coaster. Let's go on the lift. Now try to ride comments while I'm riding the rides. All right. Children should be able to sit. Double that would. I also don't know how to fix that over twisting on the drop. It sucks. So much flack for people say it's only 17 seconds. Like, I don't care. Like, it's the best 17 seconds. Of course, the main thing is to add that trim section because it absolutely flew through that. Then we got a nice little Thunderbird version that capped it off. It's the longest I've waited. See, Dragster is a ride that if it's closed and I really want to ride it, I will stand outside the entrance for, I want to say I probably stood outside the entrance for 2 hours for it to be closed. And of course when that happens, you go in and there's nobody in the line, so I walked up to the front. But I've waited probably in like an hour line and had it break down for 40 minutes. That's probably the longest I've waited, but that is just like one of my all-time. Okay, now we got people flocking over here, but they're not going this direction. What if can I delete that? No, so we don't want that nub there. And what if I just make this come here like this? And I guess we can try to connect it here too. Alright. Just because I feel like so many people are coming to this entrance. Oh, look at this RMC line, by the way. Like, how realistic is that? By far the longest line in the park. Oh, it used to be, this used to always be full. You should make one park with just a giant coaster and a lot of theming. 1.5 hours? That's not terrible. I unfortunately agree with you, but I hope they keep it there as long as they can. Just because that would break my heart. Like that would be the first ride that closes that I would actually cry over. Alright. Coming over here. Let's do the dive because it seems to actually not be stacking trains now. Why does it not? Pushing on the lift hill train. Alright. Especially, but I don't know, like this accident, I don't want to say seems isolated, but it's pretty rare. Something flying off and hitting somebody. Of course, that's not something you want to do at 120 miles per hour. And it's something that hasn't happened before. So I feel like it's just a terrible, terrible accident. Of course, thoughts with the families, but I really don't know. I feel like that might be more of a maintenance thing. Please don't stab. Nice. See, I feel like I did a good job. Although this Bower inventory is atrocious. That baking is not even at all. Compared to Bower, it's almost too. What does it say to check? Okay, it's telling me to check the video resolution. Is it fine for you guys? Or is there black sections that look bad? We're gonna have to go to Indiana Beach when the triple loop opens. For sure. Honestly, let me see how far Indiana Beach is from me. Because I would like to go there too. Apparently I'm only 2 hours from Kentucky Kingdom, which I've never been to, and I would love to go there. Okay, Indiana Beach, 3 hours and 22 minutes. So Holiday World is actually closer to me than Indiana Beach, unfortunately. Alright, let me see if stacking 2 pillows there makes it better. Alright. There we go, that's a little bit better. Alright, so let's do the wooden one next. This is like the first ride that you encounter when you walk in, so it normally has one of the longer lines. Yeah. Oh wow. Over like, there's probably a fourth of the park in this line. No, wait. Okay. This ladder was on a previous section. Is 8 gigabytes enough memory for a computer? My mom just texted me. Hour and 10 minutes. We should take it. Crazy ones for like 60 hours. That's also what I'm trying to realize. I'm like that will definitely be a lot of guys. Sad, but hopefully there's new technology. And I will say the only instance I have above max force or under max force. I would put max force behind accelerated drag still high, but I do think it's better than Storm. Like it was a fun little ride, but honestly, especially hearing about how unreliable that one is too, don't think that's going to be the new launch model that wows everybody. And we just saw the announcement by Kennywood about closing Steel Curtain for the rest of the summer, which I feel like would absolutely suck. Because that would be one of the main reasons I go to Kennywood. Obviously for Phantom's Revenge too, but most inversions in the world and you've got it always closed. I don't think single rails and two exits are the end all be all. Like, that's what everybody. Of course, companies have to be innovative. Hopefully, someday I'll have a company that's part of that innovation. Who knows how life goes. I'm really proud of this anime. This is actually really good. What do you mean by neck and back breaker? That's a nice little intro. Okay, that is a beautiful intro. Did you remake King's Island? Not really, but you can tell this ride is close. What's going on, Fall Turtle? This park is pretty close. Like, honestly, I just built. You can see though, even on like the newest console, this ride still doesn't, or it was running really smoothly until I added a lot of these rides. It's in Japan, huh? Oh, Dododonpa. I agree with you. That is a huge bucket list coaster, but that ride is not seeming good either. Is that supposed to be Banshee? What's up, Jester? It is. It's supposed to. The first part of it is very similar, of course. And honestly, I built this during quarantine, so watching this ride flow, especially with these first three elements, really made it feel like Banshee. But then I decided to spice in some Montu and put this element here, and it's got a turn and a mid-course, which Banshee doesn't. What do I think will go in Vortex's spot? Man, I hope we don't get him back launch. Man, oh man, I hope we do not get him back. And it's not even because they're bad rides, just, I don't know, I really like Vortex, and I hope we get a new, like, imagining a Pantheon in that spot seems really, really cool. But also, if I'm thinking practically, I wouldn't be upset if we got like a hang time, because that ride was really nice and it looked really nice at night. So this is like the new section I added, like post all of the videos I made on this park. Nobody wants to ride the Jeep. I'd rather have something like Maverick. Exactly, I agree. SNS Axis. I don't know if you were here for the parts, or you definitely were, but with the troubles with Max Force and Steel Curtain, which seems like Steel Curtain, like, other than all the inversions, there's nothing super complicated about that ride. Like, if B&M would have built that ride would be perfectly fine. And hearing about how often the ride with the most inversions currently is closed, you know what I mean? I don't know if I would want an Axis, especially because Orion has been down at least once every time I've been to Kings Island this year. Like, it's by far our most unreliable ride, which is unfortunate, but I think it's just starting to be something with, like, newer coasters need some time. Imagine we get an air launch. That would be amazing if it ran more consistently than Max Force. I would actually be really happy with that, because the gap that we do need filled is a launch coaster with inversions. So SNS is turning into... I don't know if they're turning into Intimate, but they might be a little too... Well, I can't say too ambitious, because Steel Curtain is nothing like... There's no technology on it that's absolutely insane. So I'm not sure what kind of issues they're having with that. And I'm assuming it's not Kennywood that's having issues with that. And one thing I want to say about Intamin, though, is how is it that Universal can build two Intamins that run, especially Hagrid's, that can run 12 trains and has multiple switch tracks, and yet it's extremely reliable. And you look at Hershey Park with Fahrenheit and Stormrunner. I've never seen those rides down, except for, of course, when Stormrunner had to be down. So it makes you think about, obviously I'm not going to say it's not Intamin's fault at all, but some of these rides, it's crazy to think about how Universal has a ride like that they can run smoothly, and that Hershey has rides like that they can run smoothly as well. We do have Flight of Fear. To be honest, I haven't done Flight of Fear the last 2 years. I'm not that fond of it. I would much rather do Stunt Coaster. I don't ever see Orion down. I'm not going to say that's lucky. Maybe it's just I've been unlucky, but most of the time it's not when I'm riding. Sometimes it is when I am, but when I go to the park, like, just to get food, sometimes Orion will be down. I'll be like, I would love to snag a ride on it, but I guess not. This most recent trip I had this weekend, it was down as I was leaving, so I don't know. There's always, it likes to fault itself a lot. That's a pretty smooth. I'm proud of this rock wood too. We have a coaster made of steel and wood. Steel. We have too much wood at KI already, though, unfortunately. That is exactly why I don't do Flight of Fear, because the light is insane. See, unfortunately in this game you can't go back and edit banking after I would fix that part. But that there is like prime intimate. If I ever go to Wonderland, don't eat there. If I still have my dining plan, I've got to try something. Wait for 2 hours. Oh, that's bad. Do you guys have like a barbecue place like Kings Island? Because like Coney Barbecue was worth driving the 30 minutes to Kings Island just to get and come back. So that's an honestly, I want to ride this in the back row and see what it's like. Oops. Alright. There we go. Alright, very back. Is KA my home park? So I'm actually from Columbus, but I go to school close to Kings Island. So I've been there over 10 times this season. So right now, KI is definitely my home park. I actually only went to Cedar Point once this year and only got to do 3 rides. It was just that dumb crowded. It was in the middle of, it was a Wednesday. B&M Surf. I would be happy if Kings Island got that just because I feel like it's B&M and we wouldn't get another line and it would hopefully be reliable. Let's see how this pullover is. Oh yeah. That drop is really smooth. It's one of the best drops I've ever made. Cedar Point food service. In and out of line in a few minutes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm starting to realize that train places, especially at Cedar Point, I waited like 30 minutes just to get a ticket. And that was kind of insane. I wanted to flip the code for Starbucks. Yeah, I thought what had come out about it was just more that it was more like a mix. I'm not exactly sure anything about it though. I don't know. Cedar Point, I feel like Kings Island has better food. Well, Cedar Point did get that new chicken tender place, which was pretty good. I just like the sauce that you can get. Oh, wait. Chicken. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that, because I can turn down game volume. And I definitely would have done that a while ago. Had I known that. Yeah, no, there's definitely a way. I hope it's not been, like, too terrible the entire time. Hopefully that's better now. Here, let's ride something to test it out. It's going. Here, let's get on this wooden coaster because this will be loud. Alright, let me know if it's any better. Thank you so much. Is it any better? I was extremely proud of how this came out. I feel like this is pretty realistic. Like I said, this is just another like test. I've only done this stream with this setup once, and like you guys said, it's better with this mic, and I'm glad that it's a lot clearer too. A lot better. Perfect. Is the game too quiet, or is it a nice balance? To the outer side of the park. Which outer side do you mean? I've always felt like, for one, there's still a lot of land around Banshee. Really, when you just look at Kings Island aerially, there is so much land in general. There's also a lot of land, like, I don't want to say between Beast and Diamondback, but I don't know, there's just a lot of wooded areas. Yeah, I wouldn't put anything on the Eiffel Tower just because it's so iconic. Dang it, we just missed that lift hill. What else? Oh wait, I did do the dive. Yeah, so that's this park, basically. Still nobody coming to ride the hydraulic, which breaks my heart. What do I think will go in Wicked Twister's puddle? And that's a really good question, just because it's so tight. But I'd need to see an aerial shot, because they did remove that. They removed the stadium that was by there too. I don't think it's enough to put anything substantial, unfortunately. As much as I would love to see a GCI, or maybe even like a small scale prefab like Boulder. Maybe if they expanded onto the beach and poured some concrete. I'm not sure at all though. I'm hoping it's maintenance that they remove that, or I'm not gonna say hoping, but I'm just not sure what they would put over there, how they would expand it. Like, I mean, obviously it's not as tight of a land at this, but you can just see how little space this ride takes up, and it being the same model. Who knows? What if? No way they would put an S&S air launch there, because that would fit. That would be kind of crazy. I feel like they wouldn't do that though. Okay, why do you say start investing heavily into Kings Island? Because Orion and Banshee are two very expensive rides, and especially when you look at our history compared to King's Dominion. I feel like, or even Carowinds after Fury, I feel like Kings Island's definitely gotten a lot of the investment. Timberwolf. That's the one large stadium. I think just because there's that big event, but there's also that stadium that if you do, that's right by Windseeker, and like behind Racer, that looks like it hasn't been used in ages. And I feel like they should really do something with that first before they do it with anything else, or before they do anything else. Looks like you're right on that. Never mind. It's already sent a train. Let's get on the swings. Have a nighttime swing ride. It makes a ton more money than these parks do. It definitely does make money, but even going back a couple of years before Orion, the year they added Mystic Timbers, that was the deadest I've ever seen that park. That entire year. That is when like I would look at the cameras, see that Diamondback wasn't even a stairway, and just drive up to like that. That was the start of me going to Kings Island frequently because there was nobody there. Our air launch is reliable. Not at all. Not at all. But that would be right up Cedar Point's alley. What's going on? Nothing much. Honestly, just relaxing and chatting now. I'm having a good time. This is going a lot better than I thought it would. I'm hungry here soon. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. I was gonna watch the basketball game when it came on, but I'll stay on here probably for about 15 more minutes. Max Force, I mean, I went to it straight in the day, so I was able to secure a ride on the front of it. But I only did it once because if you've ever been to Six Flags Great America, it is like Max Force is as close to the entrance as it could get. So people definitely flock there. Most likely, I could see them putting a hang time there. What I would want is, of course, something launched, and not Mac. Hopefully an Intamin. Some water. Max Ford looks fun. It was extremely fun, although I will say, like, that launch is like that. And they say the same about Dododonpas, but just knowing Max Force isn't as forceful as Dododonpas. I mean, it was definitely really a cool feeling to feel the distinction. It does feel like a fast acceleration, but as I was going into that first inversion, I almost felt like it felt like full throttle. I was like, are we gonna roll back? Because it doesn't feel like you're going fast enough to like make it through. But those like 5 inversions are actually really, really fun. Probably that really fast inversion was really fun. And I was like, why do people not talk about Max Force's inversion? Especially because people were so hyped about the one on Velocicoaster. I was like, aren't they practically the same thing? One is just Heartline, and they're both really, really good. But I would give it to Velocicoaster's inversion. That thing is just insane. It feels like it's gonna throw you in the water. Definitely my favorite part on that ride. How many credits do you have? I do not count, but if I had to guess, I would say somewhere around 150. Just because I've been to so many like random places, like Six Flags Great America. I'll just list my parks: Six Flags Great America, Six Flags Great Adventure, Six Flags Over Georgia, even Six Flags Magic Mountain. I went to California a while ago. So my Cedar Fair parks are Cedar Point, Kings Island, Carowinds, Kings Dominion. I think that's all for now. And then of course done the SeaWorld in Orlando, California, Universal's in both those places, Dollywood, which was fantastic. Just a lot of random places that I feel like if I added them up, it'd be somewhere around 150. Not a hang time. I wouldn't be happy with that, or I wouldn't hate that, but I would accept it because hang time was a really, really fun ride. Hopefully, like a longer hang time. I hope they use the full plot of land. That's why I'm saying like I could imagine a Pantheon there because Pantheon takes up a lot of land. A lot of land. So if we could get something like that. Also, not that I hate it, but I just don't like the way the new Intamin track looks. So hopefully we could get something that uses this, like, because I know Taiga, the new Intamin, still uses this track. So I know they still make it, but I know that they try to have a lot of their new rides with that new, like, not B&M looking track, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The one that's not the box track. Can somebody please come ride? Probably the best ride in the park. I have to go to. I really do. I would love to. I've heard Lightning Run, or you told me that Lightning Run had a long line, which that I would only want to do that in Storm Chaser over and over again. And actually, for as many parks as I've gone to, I've never been on a Vekoma SLC. It's just like somehow I've avoided all of them in the world. So I'm actually excited to try T3. Or to try one, just to see what everybody, see if what's true what everybody has to say. They do look like forceful and unique rides, though. Would you consider Adventure Express an aggressive or a family ride? No, you are fine, and I'm sorry if I miss any comments. It's aggressive if you sit. It can be honestly a little bit rough and aggressive if you sit in the back. The front, just because you can see everything coming, I feel like it's not. It's definitely a family ride, but it's a really, really fun and I don't want to say intense family ride, but it does a lot in a short amount of time. I think it's a great ride. Wow, I've been live for, and I'm surprised it hasn't crashed yet. I'm actually glad that my computer can now run stuff like this, because before when I would stream, like, it would be an absolute mess. And like it would be laggy, the quality wouldn't be, hopefully the quality is acceptable, because excuse me, when I would stream on Twitch. I also think it's that I don't have my face cam on as well. That probably took a lot of CPU. So this is the park layout. Come in. Actually, let me, because this'll like allow me to just stream for a while. If I just go into peep view, and then I'll let them do the walking around, and we can ride whatever they want to ride. All right. So there's that. Storm Chasers always walk on that. I would probably do that 20 times. Because sounds like a really fun ride. My fave, Restraint. Velocicoasters was extremely unrestrictive and comfortable at the same time. So that is I definitely think they've improved on their Skyrush model and got to get to that. That was a fantastic Restraint. I also, a next gen oh, how did I forget about that? Yes, that would be fantastic, getting like a Vekoma launch or even like a Let Coaster. Although we need the launch a little bit more, I feel like. But I don't know. Having heard the reviews of Abyssus, though, it doesn't seem like the most intense ride in the world. But I would definitely not be against that at all. How did I forget about that? That would be a fantastic addition. I just looked at Velocicoaster's restraints, 5 seconds. Yeah, I mean, those were really comfortable, but I am also not somebody who's against, and I'm a bigger guy as well, so keep that in mind. But I don't have a problem with B&M vest restraints. I don't see what the problem is. To me, they're extremely comfortable, and I'm used to being stapled, and I can still tell when a ride has strong airtime. So I don't see restraints as restricting force ever. So I really like those. Zach, welcome. I'm hoping you would be able to join. Isn't it? It's past midnight for you. Ill vests. I mean, I don't hate it. Of course, being on clamshells, you can never go wrong with that. And then intimate T-bars are great. Don't I have homework? I did my homework today, actually. Thank you, sir. Are you really going to join and be a troll? We've been having a good stream. I hit 1,800 subs today, so I'm in a good mood. I've been streaming for an hour and 10 minutes. You're working? Well, I'm glad you're watching me at work. Yeah, no, I didn't get to the B&M clamshells. Are good. Oh, the clamshells on hang time. They are the exact same as B&M restraints, but there's no ratchet, there's no clicking, and I got way more space on them than I've gotten on like any restraint ever. So those are definitely up there. Zach is my dad. He acts like it, but he knows I could beat him up if I ever needed to. Psych, no, I'm playing. That'd be a close fight. But Zach's my main guy. Am I going to Kings Island this? I've got 2 exams and a project next week. So if I did anything, I would probably go Sunday just for a quick second. Unless I went Saturday just for opening to do a ride and maybe grab some food. False. How is Katoon better than iSpeed? Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me how that makes sense. Was the airtime on iSpeed at least? You're telling me iSpeed isn't close to Maverick? Should go with you in the morning, possibly. Oh, I saw that you were gonna go you told me you were gonna go because you're trying to go to Haunt. Possibly. I don't know if I'll ride anything though. Message me on Saturday if it's not too like in the morning, if it's not too insane, because I do like to sleep in every once in a while because I have to get up early for classes every day except Friday. iSpeed has the hard restraints. So what? Stop being a baby. I might not. You're fine. Whether you go or not, just let me know. Intimidator is my least favorite hyper, just because I found it forceless, so I don't even think I cared about the restraints on it at all. Hold on. What was your original name? Oh, yeah. I can't see what your original name was. I'm sure. Actually, I'll give you that, because I wasn't the biggest fan of Maverick until they changed the restraints. I'm surprised they haven't done it all that time. Thank you. I'm glad somebody else agrees that it's the worst hyper. And it was actually glossy smooth when I wrote it. Oh, gotcha. I'm glad somebody's advocating for it, because I'm telling you, from having done, I would say Orion's drop feels insanely longer than Intimidator's. I don't know what it was about I-305, but just the shaping of that drop, and even El Toro Orion pointed it out in his video, the way it crests and comes out, like the drop is a lot quicker than even Millennium's. I was surprised when I did it my first time. I was like, that drop felt like a hyper almost. I'm going back to work. Alright. Actually, call me. Keep up the streams. Alright. I'll try to. After how successful this was, I'm honestly having a good time, so I probably will. But I should be putting this effort into making videos at the same time, though. Like I have 2 videos recorded that I just need to put actual videos over. I have 2 live comps recorded I got to put videos over. And I haven't found the time to do that yet. This is a lot more relaxing though. When I'm not busy, I do like to relax as much as I can, just because the amount of homework I get is kind of crazy. Okay, I'm glad somebody else says that I-305's drop feels short. And it's like, I was like, whoa, that drop is short. Slammed right into those forces. I didn't even get a chance to fully think about it. Slammed right into that turnaround. Okay, well, they're going to do the invert, so let's speed this up. This is actually a video I wanted to do a long time ago. Planet coaster from the eyes of, like, one of the peeps. Homework is for losers. I'm playing. I do homework all day, every day. Okay, starting. Oh, actually, it's just because I have it sped up, so the frames are a little bit slower. French homework. I never really had much homework in my language classes, so I can't even imagine how that would feel. But of course, I'm gonna be. Oh wow, you can literally see it go over. And look at the ops. I think it's gonna get stopped on the lift hill though, because I didn't program this ride the best. But read some stupid book. What's the book called? Not like I have a chance of reading it because it's been forever since I've read it. But you're in Canada. Oh, okay, gotcha. So you probably have. That makes sense. Not to be racist or anything. Like I don't know. The past few times I streamed, like I might get 1 person, maybe 2, and even every time that would happen, like that wouldn't mean like the chat was at a point where I would basically be entertained to not end it. If that makes any sense. Have I read the Beast book? No, I have not. This is my last year that I'm never doing anymore. Would I consider Vortex a mega looper or a custom looper? Having done Viper at Magic Mountain, Vortex was my favorite, and I would definitely say it's more on the large scale side. Man, I missed that. Like, for those of you who did Vortex, that first drop in the back, you have to admit, honestly, might have been, until Orion, might have been the best drop at Kings Island. You would get so much airtime just getting pulled through. And then, yeah, it's a mega, I guess I would say it's a mega one, because you don't even go straight into the loops like you do on Viper. There's like that element, and then you go into it. But I would have definitely done Viper more than once, especially because it was one of the only rides at Six Flags Magic Mountain that had no line. If I would have known Vortex was closing, I would have done Viper more than that. Okay, glad some people are agreeing with me on that Vortex ride, because I missed that ride. Like, those were the good old days. 4 through 9. Wow. I'm still trying to figure out why it's telling me to check the video resolution. Cause I'm not sure, like, I don't know. Also did not think I'd be doing this for an hour and 20 minutes. I'm not sure if I should leave the recording of this up or not, because I feel like a lot of people are going to watch it and hear that buzzing noise at the start and just turn it off. And not realize that I switched microphones. Viper is our saving grace, I know, which is... Even looking at... Oh my goodness, why do they want to do the invert again? But looking at the one that used to be at Six Flags Great Adventure, that looked like a fantastic ride. And Green Lantern hurt my, whatever it's called, like whatever that pain is that you get on stand-ups from the forces. So I would have probably liked the arrow more, if not at least close to as much. But I mean, Viper was a fun ride. I had no problems with it. I thought the layout was great. If I did it more, obviously I might like it as my favorite one, but just because I had so many fantastic rides on Vortex was my favorite. It's also why I'm a little sad I had to miss out. I'm not sure if Demon at Great America is a Vekoma or an arrow. I'm assuming it's an arrow corkscrew, especially because it's smaller. But I had to miss out on that because it was closed there. And of course, if you see an arrow now, like, you want to do it. I'm also mad at myself because I did not do the the arrow suspended swinging at Magic Mountain. For some reason, I decided to skip on it, and now I see how rare those models are too, and I wish I would have done it. 11 seconds behind. Felt like my feet were getting ripped off. Yeah. See that? Oh, I kept that sped up. Raptors Helix. Oh, they decided to go into the front. Yeah, I'll agree. Raptor has a very, very intense Helix. Like that, Raptor is the first ride I ever got the blood rushing to my feet sensation. But the fact that I'm getting that now on Banshee from, I won't say if it's running insane. I've gotten it on the first drop, but at least after either the first loop or the inline, or not the inline twist, the 0G roll, I get it at the bottom of every single inversion after that, just because the speed keeps increasing, and so do the G-forces. And Banshee's made me gray out just like I-305 has. Just front or back hurt more. I feel like front. Well, the whip is worse in the back, of course, but I feel like I got more blood rushing to my feet in the front because it was more direct air. Have you done Banshee this year? And as much as I really hate when people say, well, I more hate it when people go to a park that they go to all the time, like say me, I go to a park and I'm like, oh my goodness guys, this ride is hauling, it's running faster than it ever has before. And then I go there the next day and I say the exact same thing. Like, oh my goodness guys, this ride is running even faster, look at this thing, it's insane. Like that, I dislike things like that because I feel like they don't change that much. But Banshee has been running noticeably more intense this year. Like I said, after I-305, like I-305 was the first ride to ever gray me out. And to have Banshee do it twice to me this season is actually kind of insane to think about. That's just how much better it's been running this year. What do you think Banshee would have been like if they used? Honestly, I don't. Man, I wish I had some of the Beast credit. Like I really would have loved to at least have done that. I don't know. I'm glad they didn't though, because said in my latest vlog when I did the one where I did all the rides before 12 p.m. I would love to see how they're gonna expand that area. Like if you just walk back towards the bat, we were talking about it earlier. There's just so much space over there. No, I don't. I'm not saying no. I hate people that do it consistently, like every day. Like you can tell if a ride is running better than it did the year prior. Like even if you go on like a hot day versus a cold day. But for people who go like in the same conditions, or people who just say it over and over again, I'm also a firm believer that I don't like the whole idea of warming up. Like yes, of course rides do it, but if I'm going to a park and I've never done a ride, I don't want to wait for the line to build up just to have the ride warm up. You know what I mean? I feel like it should still be good from the start of the day. So I don't judge rides. Basically, I guess I'm saying on how amazing they're running, except if they do it consistently like Banshee this year. KI isn't getting a coaster for another 5 years. Yes and no. I mean, I could see that, but if you guys haven't done the bat recently, like me and Inside Thrills did, that thing is showing its age. It really is. And hearing from the maintenance department that it took a lot of work just to get it open this year. Not sure how much longer we're going to have that gem around. So, I don't know. I could see them. There's so many areas that I feel like they could expand. Because people are saying that there's a rumor about Congo Falls going and then in Vertigo. So then that presents a whole new area of action zone that they just can't have nothing there. So they'd have to expand there. And then, of course, there's still the Vortex plot of land. And then above all of that, there's all the space by bat. And if they have to close the bat, then, you know, I hope they don't just shut that whole side of the park off, but they would have to do. I would cry if they removed the bat. I wouldn't feel that attached to it. I'm not saying it's bad too, but I mean, it's definitely a fun little ride to do at least once a year. It's definitely not on my must-rides list just because it's all the way out in the, like, out over there. Oh my, listen. I probably talked over it, but the sound it makes when it connects with this train is, or with the chain lift, is actually so realistic in this game. Also, I'm gonna say now when this thing drops because I want to know if my mic audio is synced up with the game, because there is a delay through Elgato when you like connect it for the for like the game versus the Like when it comes into the computer, there's like a. It's supposed to be 1.5 seconds, but it looks much faster than that. So I just want to see if my audio is behind. All right. So as soon as it comes off of this release, I'm gonna say now. Now. So tell me if that was like before, after, or if it was good. I would cry as well. It's like the one I would always do when I was young. Oh, okay. See, childhood memories, of course, is sad. They're gonna make something really sad. But I don't know. Especially, I started doing Vortex. Vortex was a must ride for me every time I came, just because it would never have like even if it, I've never seen it have a full queue until the last day it was open. Except for when I went to Kings Island as a Saturday with my dad as a kid. But when I would go, even if Diamondback had a decent line, like Vortex would always just be walk on, like a 2-train wait. Don't play with me like that. Don't play with me like that. That's not even funny. Don't even play with me like that. Like, I really hope you're joking. Or, I do and don't. Because that's almost worth a timeout. In chat, I don't even know how to do that. Okay, well, they haven't posted anything on Twitter or IG, so I'm not sure where this is. Cedar Point doesn't have an IG story. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, Cedar Point doesn't have an IG story right now. Stop it, man. That's not even cool. That is not even cool. That's not even cool, bro. I'm gonna forget that before. Yeah, I'm gonna forget you did that before I'm getting upset. Yeah, no, that's not, like, you had my heart stopping for a second, too. Oh, we're sitting on a bench. Or we're waiting for our friend to get off a bench. Yeah, that's not funny. It is, so I have so many memories of that. Every time you walk past Corkscrew and you hear that engine noise revving and then shooting off, it'll make my heart stop. Like, it's so iconic. What are we, oh, we're gonna do the max air. Alright. I don't even remember what I was saying before you said that. It used to be smooth even 2 years ago. Insider thrills, but it's just, you can smell the age on it, or you can feel the age on it. The past couple of years. Yeah, and people want to say that Dragster doesn't have theming. I feel like Dragster is one of the, I don't want to say one of the best themed rides in the world, but the most well done themed rides in the world. Like, seeing the lights on the tower from across the park, you always know when it's revving it. I don't know. The whole Christmas tree and the whole sound, I think it's incredibly themed. And they did a fantastic job with it. Oh, I was talking about Vortex. Just a great Mega Looper. And no, I'd probably have over like 25 rides on that thing. I don't mind over the shoulder. I don't mind. What is everybody's issue with the premiere callers? I didn't have that big of an issue with them. Oh, I was trying to test the delay. Hold on, pause. I was trying to test the delay to see how far off, and I don't think I got any answers. Okay, So I'm gonna hop on this train right here, and I'm gonna say now when it drops off of the hold break, and I want you guys to tell me if I'm like ahead, behind, or right on schedule. All right, so we're stopped now. All right, so how close are we? Better theme than Kyle. I mean, that's a given. That's just a given. I saw that they're giving away the 15 lifetime tickets. I'll plan to have a platinum pass for a few more years. So no way, because Dragster's only gotten stuck at the top with people once, and it was like 2 older people. So that's a fable, a lot of people say, but I mean, if it did happen, I won't discredit it. It's only happened in 03, 05, and 09, I believe. And I only know because I did a facts video about Dragster and everybody talked crap about it. Why is this ride? Must just be an Intamin. It's broken down. Nice. There it is. Wait, I didn't mean to close it. Why did it do that? Oh, I should refurbish. I forgot that that's a thing you have to do on these rides. Like after running for a while, they start to break down more than they should, so you have to refurbish them. I probably need to hire more mechanics because I have so many rides. See, that one's not that bad. It's the fact that it's the amount of factors that have to come into play. Like I've been on Rougarou and Dragster, like it looked like it was gonna roll back, and we're like, wow, it just rolled back. And I look back, or then we stayed staring at it, and then we thought it got stuck, and it was like, no way it had, and then it kept rolling and going over. So just like there has to be so many factors, just because I've seen how close it's made it roll, seen over 10 rollbacks in my life, and just I don't know, it has to be insane for it to roll back. Yeah, that's what somebody who watched a video I saw. Ew. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a Skyline guy. No. But I think that is what happened with Thunderbird. But people weren't, and that used to happen, or that I used to come off Dragster with back problems when I would ride it as when I was younger. I'd be like, my back would hurt for the entire rest of the day, and I don't know if it's because I was riding it wrong or what, but I don't know. Okay, now it's refurbished, so it didn't close as much. No way you're serious about that. You're just trolling now. You're just trolling Pat Xer. Gotta be. My hot take is that I prefer Orion over Velocicoaster. I have a lot of hot takes, though. That's just one of my many ones. And by a wide margin. Velocicoaster may barely be in my top 20s. That says anything. Alright. I think that's all that needs refurbished. Alright, I'm actually going to run to the bathroom and come right back. My hot take is that over the shoulders are better than regular lap bars. Depends on it. I would say that for sure B&M vest restraints are better than their old over the shoulders. I definitely would say that. Oh my goodness, that wasn't sped up. That thing, there's some injector on that hill. Maverick Velocicoasters. Kenneth Hopkins, you are so right. You are so right. What if B&M revamped the stand-up? I would be all for it, because I actually really like. Even though I got some of the pain on Riddlers at Six Flags Magic Mountain, that's my favorite stand-up just because of like that layout is so unique. Even for B&M, like I feel like it's a longer layout, just a longer, better layout. I do disagree though when people say that you can tell when they convert a floorless coaster that it was made for a stand-up. I have no clue what people are talking about when they say that. I feel like it feels the exact same to me, but maybe that's just me. I definitely did prefer Mantis over Rougarou though, just because I felt like it was more unique, and I honestly missed the Mantis color scheme. I thought it was really unique. Any lap bar beats over the shoulder? See, are there any? I wasn't a huge fan of the S&S lap bars on Max Force. What would the 500? Since there's a hyper negate, that's I've always thought about that. What would a 500? Oh my gosh, there's an undo. Oh my goodness, there's an undo. Oh my gosh, my heart just sank for a second. Wow. Wow. Any disappointing coaster you were hyped for that let you down? Let me think. That let me down. I don't want to say I-305 because that was still a great ride. Let me down. I gotta try to think outside of this year as well. Mako, to be honest. People raved about Mako like it was definitely the best B&M Hyper, and to be honest, it felt pretty standard to me. Of course, it has a really nice setting, but especially that second half of Mako, just like I complained about Diamondback, I just found pretty uninspired. Yeah, I can't believe I just deleted this Giga. I like the old classics more than best. I mean, we all have our opinions. That's something that's so good about this community. But you will get headbanging more with those. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be mad if they put vests on Raptor, just because it's so whippy. Okay, let me make sure this thing is running. Okay, there's people coming back. That was, like, my heart stopped for a second. What's up, Tommy? Another longtime viewer. Yep, and they didn't add anything for a while, honestly. The only thing they've added since I went a couple years ago was West Coast Racers. Oh, speaking of the most disappointing coaster, since you asked, Twisted Colossus. I had been hearing so much about this RMC company. Twisted Colossus was the first RMC I ever did, and people just talked about how good Twisted Colossus was as well, and I was not a huge fan of that ride. I was ready to make a whole video and make the community mad talking about how overhyped RMC is as a whole. That's how much I didn't like Twisted Colossus. I'd rather get... What is wrong with the vest? They're comfortable to me. I don't know. My first RMC, oh boy. So it only goes downhill from there. I will say though, Twisted Timbers, I might like that better than I-305, just because that ride was so fun and re-rideable, and there's so much airtime on it too. You're literally out of your seat the entire time, even the cutback. Mine was Zadra. Oh my goodness. Zadra, what a coaster. What's going on with Goliath at New England? They've removed the sign, and people are, I guess the speculation and what people are hearing is that it's getting relocated. Let me go back into peep view so that I can at least put my controller down, or not keep just spinning around in circles. But that's what I've heard the speculation is, which I wouldn't be opposed to. But I don't know, I've heard so many bad things about the new Premier trains on there. I don't remember Twisted Timbers. That was such a fun ride. I will say though that barrel roll drop I thought was a little bit overhyped, but other than that, I definitely liked the ride. Bob Ross is on Orion. Yeah. Oh, you changed it again. Okay, got you. No, I definitely did see that video. I was wondering how they were staying in. Pouring rain. There's no way you forgot a rain ride. That would be really special. Oh, I'm not gonna say Twisted Cyclone was worse than I expected, just because it's a smaller RMC. Had some fantastic airtime, but again, just a really fast ride. And oh my, it took me forever to realize or to figure out how to get people to stop kicking over trash cans in this game. And you can see it still happens frequently. Dang, I might end this around the 2-hour mark now. Let me see what's going on with that basketball game. Actually, I'm gonna go preheat my I'll wait a couple minutes to do that. See, I feel like I'm blessed to have lived in Ohio, because Cedar Point, I feel like if I went for my first time, I would be so overwhelmed. I would be incredibly overwhelmed. Really? Have I done... What rides have I done in the rain at Cedar Point? I can't even remember, to be honest. Nice. Oh, thank you, Planet Coaster. That was a glitch. Wow, I've never... Cedar Point always makes me get off my rides, or get off and walk around to re-ride. Top 5. That's hard. Steel Vengeance, no, my goodness. Voyage. Steel Vengeance. Lightning Rod. Fury. And people are gonna think I'm crazy, but between Orion and Accelerator, I really, really enjoyed Accelerator. Like, that ride was phenomenal. Just because the launch was so forceful. Then you've got the wind in your face through the overbanks are like basically the last overbank on Millennium, where you get whipped through it, and it's because you still have so much speed. But the wind stays in your face the entire time on Accelerator. I really like that ride. Came up 2 clicks. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. What is... Or I'm guessing you meant TTD by THD. Mystic Timbers at number 3. I mean, I love the ride, and I respect people's opinions, but I just... As fun of as a ride as it is, even if I want to take into account the fact that I have to sit in a dark room for 3 minutes every time I ride it, which I feel like kills any fun I had on the ride, because by the time you get back in the station, you're just bored from sitting in the shed listening to music. Iron Gwazi thoughts. Doesn't look like a number 1 to me. Neither does Zadra. Like, not even a number 1 RMC. I still think Steel Vengeance is better, but see, we're not gonna have this Mystic and Orion debate just because we feel differently about it. I feel like it would be pointless about it. But I don't know. I just feel like I don't like Mystic's airtime is just so abrupt. There's nothing sustained about it, and I feel like the 2 S curves. I don't want to say it's repetitive, but it feels kind of weird. Mystic is the GOAT, and of course, what a time for you to join. I hate you so much, Tyler. Oh my god. Of course, what a time for my best friend Tyler Zesh to join, who thinks Mystic is a GOAT as well. That is so ridiculous. Thank you, it's Uplift. Somebody agrees with me. You cannot even put Mystic and Orion in the same league. I think, personally, Orion's drop is better than all of Mystic, but I can't. I love you too, Zesh, but that is insane. I heard my calling. I guess so. That is insane. Zesh, this stream has been like... You've been in like my past streams where they've been like dead or like 1 or 2 viewers. It's been like consistent. We hit 1,800 subs today, so it's just been like a really, really good time. That's why I've been streaming for so long. If Orion didn't have that trim, it would be. See, and I feel like that's part of the reason I hate that big hill so much, because you do the Flowjector hill, you get all of that airtime, and then you feel that trim, and it just sort of kills it, and then you go over that hill really slow. That's why I've never really liked that part of the ride. Zadra looks better than Steve. I mean, I won't say that, especially going back and looking at the POV. Zadra looks more, I don't know, more about the inversions. But if the airtime's stronger, then I could see it. Yes, I think it actually is. See, that's why I talk about you. Kinda kills the pace. I can see that, but having been on the Helix when it's made me feel like, I don't want to say as intense as Raptor's Helix, but I've gotten the pain in my shins and in blood rushing to my feet on Orion's Helix, which didn't even make sense because I was sitting. Or, I mean, I guess if you get on Raptor, it makes sense, but it didn't make sense. I was like, no way, I just got that on that Helix. And then I feel like you got that nice airtime pop at the very end, and then you get great airtime going into it. I don't know. I like it. I like it. Yeah. I don't know. I would put Diamondback above Mystic as well. I have the Beast above Mystics, which, I mean, that's probably the most controversial one that I have ahead of it. And then Banshee, of course, my second favorite at the park, just because it runs so intense. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess you guys enjoy waiting in a shed and almost taking a nap at the end of the ride. Stop. It took me a while, but you learn to respect Beast for what it is, and Beast definitely Beast has more laterals on the first turn out of the tunnel than Mystic has in its entire ride. Plus, I don't know. I've just done Beast so many times at this point. I prefer the first half to the second, actually. Like, every time I reach that second lift hill, I always have tears in my eyes. So you guys also have to realize that I've done these rides in the front a lot more than I've done them in any other row. So I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to say special feels for the ride, but after doing Beast in the front so many times, I definitely enjoy that more than Mystic in the front. I mean, I will say Beast doesn't have the airtime that Mystic does, but I enjoy the setting a lot more on Beast, and I don't know. I think it's a lot better ride overall. Especially having over 10 night rides on Beast. It's phenomenal. Like the fact that it was built in-house, and when you look at it from an engineering standpoint, there's not a lot of wood that they would have to replace on the support structure. So I don't know. I love the ride. Always will. What's wrong with the sheds? Nothing's wrong with it. I just feel like once you've seen all three of Mystics, it's just a dull point in the ride. Exactly, there is no right answer. I like how it gives me a chart of like my viewers. It's pretty cool. Alright, now that I've been training for an hour and 50, I'm probably going to get off around 2 hours. I'm going to go preheat my oven because I'm going to cook something for watching this game. I honestly would rather just have a regular brake run than be sitting in darkness, especially with the awkward music, you know what I mean? I don't know. Shed's not my thing. Also, people have been complaining about Gold Striker's roughness for a little bit, and that's still a fairly new ride, and for how aggressive I could definitely see it happening, especially as I'm starting to feel a little bit of the same thing with Mystic. But call me crazy, people never like when I report that rides aren't smooth. Boy, let's see what argument Zesh has been a part of. Why would you put the shed at the beginning? That would just be weird. Thoughts on Thunderbird? It's a great coaster. The launch into that first inversion is a really, really fun element. I'm not the hugest fan of the rest though, because of course, like I said before, the loop looks like you are absolutely gonna fly through it like you do on Wild Eagles, but you really just don't. And I'm not that it's forceless, but it's just not like as good of a loop as I thought it would be. And then those two S bends after it, they're sort of just there, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing good about them. Then you got a 0G, which is kind of fun. Then that S turn that goes through the shed gives no airtime, which me and Zach thought we were at least gonna get some on it. Dang, it's cool that Zach and Zesh, my two amusement park guys, have both joined the stream up. And then that, like I said, that last inversion is one of my favorite inversions of all time. Especially if you've done Banshees, it just, because you're on a wider base train, it feels like it lasts forever. I don't know if I would say it's short. I don't know. I guess I could see that argument. But I guess you could say X-Flight is short as well. I don't know. I made a top 4 wing coasters video, and honestly, I could switch how I rank those every time I make it. You know what I mean? Just because I feel like it's a little proprietary, whatever that word is. It's because they all do different things, or they all do the same thing, but some of just in different orders. And other than Gatekeeper and Wild Eagle, they all have have a special inversion. I would say I liked X-Flight's last inversion. See, I don't believe in complaining, or I don't want to say I don't believe in complaining about length, but I don't have a problem with Dragster being 17 seconds. Of course, it was my #1 ride forever, and I don't see how Orion is too short. I like that it. I guess I just like that I feel like it flows through it fast. Alright, I'll see you, Zesh. No, we're not. Somebody, I love him though. That's my boy for life. They all kind of blend together. Exactly, that's what I mean. Like the dives. I mean, I think Valraven definitely is better than Griffin and Shikra, but I could see that argument. But like I said, the last inversion on Thunderbird is fantastic, but the last one on X-Flight is really, really fun too. Gatekeeper though, I don't want to say because it's high up, but Gatekeeper's first drop I would take over any B&M Hypers, and that's just because I think it's a really, really fun drop. I don't know. Oh, Yukon. I don't have that credit unfortunately, but yeah, that does look like a good ride. For sure. But I don't know, Gatekeeper, just the way it flows through the entrance is fantastic. Also, what if, and this is just a crazy idea, but what if, because people are rumored about Invertigo and Congo going, what if they put like some sort of launch, maybe like an SNS Air launch, and even if it just had a max force layout, they could have it extend over like Kings Island's entrance and give it sort of an entrance like the other Cedar Fair parks. I don't know, just a thought I just had. And asked me if it was real. See, and I don't know. The rides are definitely good with that hangover drop, but just imagine the amount of airtime you would get on those first drops if that wasn't there. You still do in the back. Oh, speaking of dive coasters, this is basically Valraven with Griffin colors and an extra airtime, huh? I was shocked how forceful the vertical loop was. On which ride? Oh, Yukon? Really? Well, I look forward to that now then. because I've never been on one on a dive. People gray out on Yukon. Wow, that's crazy. Because I remember watching like the first POV that was released that was like a test train, and I was like, wow, this ride looks like you get some insane hang time just because it's barely flowing through it. But I guess that's not the case. Ooh, they're gonna ride in the front. I think the delay has gotten either a little bit longer or what I'm watching is just, I don't know. You said who? I feel like we all have different definitions of what graying out means. Because I felt it was always because I was a bigger guy. You know, maybe that's why I've just never grayed or blacked out. But until Intimidator, where like on that first turn, I don't want to say lost brain activity, but I don't want to. I don't know. It kind of felt like I wasn't on a roller coaster for a second. Like I was just there, and I could see like I see the spots that people are talking about. Like I don't know. It's just a really really weird feeling. That's what I feel like. That's what I think graying out is. I don't know what other people think it is, but I just can't see that. The only other moment that's come close to happening or happened was on Banshee's Final Helix, which I know is really really rare. But for the amount of times I've ridden it, I'm not gonna lie to you. I hate when people lie and say things, so I'm not gonna lie to you. Banshee did grade me out. But I don't know. Maybe we just have different opinions on what graying out means. Because I can definitely feel like intense moments. Like Nitro's Helix was extremely intense, but I don't know if I would say it grayed me out. Grayed out on Leviathan Hammer. Diamondback's Hammerhead is actually pretty intense. I gray out when I stand up too quick. Huh. Don't you fool me. My mom blacked out on Skyrush actually, but somehow didn't on I-305, which was surprising. That was like, we looked at the camera, my mom was asleep. I was like, Mom, did you black out? She was like, yeah. I was like, wow. Does Maverick make? I mean, I could see that. Actually, I don't know. I would say Maverick's pacing is what makes it more intense. And even as I say that, Velocicoaster still is just nowhere close to Maverick in terms of intensity, but I am trying to figure out how people grade on Mill. That first turnaround, I can see it. I guess I can see it. I personally have never come close, though. Maybe it's just because I'm a bigger person, like I said. And the G's hit me a little differently. But I was literally begging for Intimidator to like grade me out because I'm like, I've never done this before. Please show me what it feels like. Dang, alright, it is at the 1 hour and 59 mark, and like I said, this stream has just been like way more successful and way better than I ever would have thought it would be. Like I really could just sit here and chat with you guys for the rest of the night. Like it makes me really really happy to not only have opportunities to meet fans at amusement parks, but to be able to sit here and have like an audience like this is a really really cool surreal feeling. Especially just because, you know, I didn't announce the stream, sort of just randomly happened. So it's really really cool that it happened like that. I also wanted to try to do something just because I know I haven't been releasing videos as frequently, and I don't see that getting any better just because of college right now. It's midterm weeks. I had 3 hours of sleep, no food, and that made me gray out. I'm not gonna say I've tried to dehydrate myself, but I've not gotten drinks for a while to see if that affects it. Because my friend Tyler, he said he grayed out on Rougarou, and he said it was because he hadn't had a drink, and I was like, all right, but. Best channel, I appreciate that. Most underrated positive YouTuber. That means the world to hear you say that. Unbiased is what the community needs. Trust me, I have thought about like not lying, but questioning my own opinions. Because I really used to get some hate for having Dragster at #1, and I was the first person who ever said Diamondback had a rattle. and this was like before anybody even. This is before rattles were like a big topic, and I got destroyed for saying that. Oh, we finally got some people coming over here though. And I don't know. I've always had controversial. I don't want to say super controversial opinions, but I've always been a little bit different, I guess I'll say. So if there's anybody on that train, definitely need to change that to 2 train operations though. Thank you, it's Uplift 2, and Pax, your coasters. How are you guys renaming your names so fast? Hypers are prone to rattles, yeah. Oh, real quick, what do you guys think? Do you think that it's actually soil at Kings Island that makes all its rides that rattle? Because if that's what it is, then I'm sitting here like, okay, so they just chose a bad place to build an amusement park? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't really make too much sense. Plus, I feel like, so that just means what? Like, the park is screwed for the future? Anything they build is going to be rough? You know what I mean? I feel like that's not a good situation to be in. I feel like, I don't know if it's maintenance. I'm not too sure. My friend Thomas, who works Diamondback, says that they have to completely retrack the Beast Helix every 2 weeks just because it's that abrupt. So maintenance definitely does a lot of work. It's like Ohio's middle child. I don't know though. Plus, I feel like you're pouring concrete footers. You know what I mean? So like, no matter how soft the soil is, I don't know. But I am going to have to go because I was gonna watch this basketball game, and honestly, I didn't expect to stream. This was just a little test stream. So I want to thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for the positive support, especially at the end. And just thank you guys for tuning in general, because I never thought that it was gonna go like this. But I don't know if I'll see you in the next stream or the next video. But like I said, I read every comment I get on videos. That's why honestly I was a little overwhelmed with how many comments I was getting here. But I will see you guys later.